Out of combat damage has gone to an entirely new level, as long with piercing, and this unit is ridiculous and probably a must summon for a lot of people. So let's get in and talk about what exactly is going on. Camilla is a flying green tome, and flyers right now are really favored in a lot of different modes. You see, she gives the bonus of attack and is a water legendary. There are a lot of things going for her, and then we get to the weapon. And I'm going to go straight to the summary here because there is a lot on this thing. What we have here, we have Canto 1, which I'll be honest is, in many cases, is better than Canto remaining 4 flyers. We have Slaying, we have, and here's where things get crazy. We'll go over the in-combat stats first, okay? It's attack and speed equals 5 plus 20% of this unit's speed. And then we have defense and res plus 5. So that's already a lot. And this is if a unit initiates or if the foe is ranged for all of these things that are to come. We have out of combat damage is 40% of foes attack if this unit meets the speed check. So that's if you think of Byleth right now, Winter Byleth, she's coming for you. If she doesn't meet the speed check, it's 20% of foes attack. That's a lot. So then we get 30% damage off of the first attack, and you heal 7 HP after combat. Out of combat damage is absolutely insane. And if you want to think about this unit having an AoE, just for order's sake, you would have AoE damage hit first, you would have out of combat damage hit next, and then you would have the actual attack damage, which has piercing, which we'll go over in a second. That is a lot of opportunities to do damage, and that's probably one of the reasons why Vantage is becoming so strong right now, because it is very, very difficult to tank some of these absolute just uber nukes that we're getting recently. Let's go over Spoil Rotten though, which is next up. She has Remote Sparrow, and that's good for what's to come. She has some survivability here, but Spoil Rotten, you get a debuff of speed, res -5 in combat. You get offensive null follow-up, which is pretty common right now, and you get null guard. That's fantastic. So here's where it is though. Well, here's the first part. To closest foes and foes within 2 spaces of that one, they get a visible speed res -7 debuff and a sabotage effect, which is pretty fantastic. And if you have your units clumped up, is kind of detrimental to how they work. The speed portion of that is what's critical, and we haven't really seen a speed sabotage B skill yet. So that is nice to see this in this form. To unit and allies within 2 spaces, she gives out 50% damage piercing. This is what we've been wondering about when this would come out, and this has some interesting repercussions on both offense and defense, and will make this unit a very powerful nuke as well as support. Just being a flyer in general gives her a ton of support options in skills and guidance and all of these other things, but to be able to also hand out piercing is incredible. Like, that is a very, very powerful on both sides, and this is going to be a coveted unit for a lot of different reasons. We're not done yet is the crazy thing, and so those two are the preference skills. This is inheritable. And this is Deadly Miasma. So if unit initiates combat, inflicts an Omni -5 on foe and neutralizes foes' bonuses during combat. And after combat, deals 7 damage to target and foes within 2 spaces and applies Divine Vein Haze. So, I mean, this is apparently Savage Blow, the next version, and they have upped this by a lot. All that is already good. Like, that is excellent and great against any kind of raid bosses or omni tanks that you're going to go up against. Divine Vein Haze applies the following effects on space: inflicts Omni -5 on foe and neutralizes foes' bonuses during combat. That is a lot. So you're getting a lull here, which is fantastic against any kind of bonus doubler or anything like that. And Summoners, this is really good. This is like a haze of debuff, which is nice. Understand that this is going to be something that is weak to grand strategy, but we do have counters to grand strategy now. Overall, Deadly Miasma is a very good skill. Divine Vein Haze is good. It's not just fantastic, but the whole kit as a total is amazing, and I want to see the restrictions for inheritance on that Deadly Miasma. This could be something that is incredible on a lot of different nukes right now. I mean, what do you say? Now, there's a piece here that I really want you to notice as we're going into this. Most of the time when we see this, it's just the unit absolutely destroying things, and it's not very helpful. This is a little different because it shows us something that I did not realize was going on. You can see the out of combat damage when this unit initiates, and that's all good. But you're about to see it when a foe initiates into this unit. Now we'll get past Femortis because this unit is going to eat poor Femortis for breakfast. That is 22 out of combat damage. Like, bring Triandra with this, bring the attuned Triandra, and things go very bad very quickly. All right, so we have all of those debuffs and a lot of other crazy things on that Thrasir. You notice she took that out of combat damage even if she was initiating because she's ranged. That's important to note and something that you're going to want to look at as we go. But Summoners, this is an incredibly powerful unit. Let's look at the summoning stats, and this hasn't changed a whole lot. Colorless is still just a nightmare. Green is a dream, and because this unit is right there, I'm not going to say you're guaranteed to get this unit, but you have a much better chance before the spark. 70% is really good. The 50th percentile is about 108 orbs on this unit, and green is by far the best color on this banner. Next I have red, but really like 2, 3, and I've got a tie for 3. It kind of depends on what you need, but I really like Robin. I think he's still excellent, and Alencia is one of the most fun units that I've played with in a while. I think 2 is the next up. I've got a tie for 3rd, and again, it just really depends on what you need. This is the Brave Legendary banner, so you can see we've got straight Brave units here, and I mean, do you need more Corrin? Because I think Corrin is still a very good tank. Do you need Asker? Ratatoskr is excellent. Gulfig's great. Even Legendary Julia is still good. This is an excellent banner, and no matter what you pick, I think you're going to have a good time summoning. Just watch out for colorless and the rates. But green is clearly the best here, with Alir being the best Omni tank, Soren being one of the most interesting supports and amazing fodder, and then of course you have Camilla, who is both great fodder, a great support, and a great nuke. So we get to the tier list, and again, I just feel like Flyers have gotten so many things. It is tough to say that they are not at the peak of this. They are excellent. I think the movement type is fantastic. I think this unit is tier 0 at the very top. I still like Ninian a lot. The dance and self-refresh is fantastic, and Crom, depending on the mode, really for most modes, is really a great unit because of that refine. For tier 1, I've got Dimitri at the top there. I think his refine was really slept on, and having that piercing ability is fantastic for him as an Omni tank or even as a melee nuke. The unit is very good. Azure is dropping just because so many dancers are so powerful right now, and Guinevere is a better unit than she gets credit for, but honestly, like, tier 2 is still very usable as well. Legendary Leaf is fantastic. Tier 3 is where you get into some heartache, and those are some harder units to use, but I don't have to tell you if you're already trying to use Fjorm as a bonus unit. Like, that is tough. As far as ranged nukes go, and I went back and forth on this, and this is another one of those things, like, it depends on what mode you prioritize, but I really do have this unit at the very top. I think this unit is absolutely amazing, and I am really looking forward to getting this unit into my flyer line. I do have her ahead of Claude because I'm seeing more of the scowl effects, and I think that hurts what Claude does, as well as the piercing that is starting to pop up that also hurts him. And Sanaki is very good in certain situations like ARD and certain maps for summoner duels, but I really think that Camilla is good in most modes as well as Claude, but I like Camilla. I think she edges her out just a little bit. Tier 1 is still excellent, and really all of these nukes, like these can be very good contributors. The meta tier though are definitely above tier 1. I didn't rank this unit as a support, but I will go back and look at that. I think she is very high there as well. If you're curious how to maximize your orbs in order to get a copy of this unit, I just put a video out on events and how to get all of the orbs out of them. Members, you are amazing. Take care and schedule an appointment with your FEHologist real soon.